Hey guys, Splappa09 Gaming here, and this is a little bit different video, but I just figured, if I, you know, I, I do survival games on my channel. I play them, and this is what you guys want to watch, and I thought I'd give you guys my top five, top 10 survival games, but in a two-part video. So this will be the first five, and these are in no particular order. These are just my top 10 favorite survival games that I play the most. And so let's get to it. First up is 7 Days to Die. It is an open world survival craft tower defense RPG kind, elements thrown in type of game where you are tasked with setting up horde base, finding all the supplies you need to defend yourself against the horde of zombies that comes to you every 7 days. The settings are customizable. You can make it as hard or as easy as you'd like. You can turn up the amount of zombies or turn down the amount of zombies. The whole thing is customizable. You can play on pre-generated maps that are already set in the game. You can play on the story mode of map, which is called Navezgane. You can craft your own weapons or find them out in the wild. You start off in the primitive era. You start off with stone tools and maybe some pipe weapons, and then you work your way up to all the good stuff. It's multiplayer or single player. Either way, I mean, this game's pretty much got everything that you're going to want. Building, it is a voxel-style game, which means that the everything is built kind of in square chunks, kind of like Minecraft. It's that same building style, but it does have stability that you have to take into account when you are building. Everything is pretty much destructible for the most part, except for certain parts of the map, like traders. Different cities and things have different zombies. They run at night. They get more aggressive. They know where you are on horde night. I mean, it's great. All the different things you can and can't do. If you guys haven't played this game yet, do yourself a favor. Come check it out on Steam. It's one of those ones you can sink thousands of hours into very easily and not even know. Game number 2 is Ark Survival Evolved. This is actually one of the first survival style games that I actually played by myself and with friends. You basically have the ability to do the same thing. It is set in I guess a kind of a prehistoric era where there's dinosaurs and these creatures that roam all the different maps and things you can play on. Most of them are tameable. A lot of them are rideable or something like a shoulder mount pet. You have to gather resources, build your own base, and summon all the different bosses for each map, like Extinction, which is what you're showing here, which I think that was the Forest Titan. That's the Frost Titan. These are all the different ones on Extinction. There's a ton of different maps. There's tons of different things you can do. This is one of the Genesis creatures. I think that's a Magmasaur. There's different biomes like volcanic biomes, different things you can do. The building aspect of this game is one of the things that makes this game one of my favorites. You're only basically limited by your creativity. And how many resources it takes. That's pretty much what limits you. But it's a great game to play alone. It's a great game to play with friends. I enjoy playing it with friends. But easily one of my favorite survival games. Again, starting off with stone tools, working your way up to metal tools, and eventually getting yourself tech gear and tech weapons and getting better and better dinos. So it's great. Again, if you guys haven't played this yet, I know I've put this on my channel. I've had an Ark series on my channel. If you guys want to check that out, same thing. Again, one of my top 10 survival games, easily one of the ones you can lose yourself in. But again, it's Ark, and it's huge. It's great. It's dinosaurs, and it's you against them. What's better? Next game on the list is Conan Exiles. Actually, they've recently just had a major update called Age of War. Again, one of my favorite things about this one is the building aspect and one of the things you can make, as you can see by the things that you're seeing on screen, but also the story on the maps that you can play on, all the different bosses and creatures and things that you have to fight and kill, and then there's underwater stuff. There is sorcery. There's all kinds of things. The combat is amazing. They've actually made the combat a little harder in the most recent one. There are sandstorms. There are gods that you can summon, and the ones that you can pick and choose your. You can pick and choose your god and who you worship. You can pick your race and what you could be good at. You can also. It's got RPG elements. When you level up, you can level up your character. You can level up through like strength and be a melee fighter. You can be an agility fighter. Bunch of different things. Again, this is one that I played solo. Also one that I play on a server with friends. A lot of these survival style games, especially the larger ones, it's more fun with other people. But the building aspect is great. The crafting. You can also go out in the world and knock out and tame what they call thralls, which basically you're just, we put people on this thing. We call it the friendship wheel. And once they are on the friendship wheel long enough, they will work for you. And then you can put them in your different workstations and have them do the work for you. So it kind of automates some of it, which is great. But again, in Conan, it's a huge open world. Look at the stuff that you can build here. This probably took them hours upon hours, even maybe days of building and gathering, but it's well worth it, man. Some of these things are, like, again, the buildings that you can create and all the things you can do, and not just the buildings themselves, but the decorations and things that go along with some of the things you can create in Conan is just great. And again, the gods that you can summon, but it's a great game. I recommend this one. It's honestly probably one of my favorite ones to play. Replayability on this one is amazing. You can either play on the one map, the original map that they made, it's called Exiled Lands, or the one that they came out with a couple of years ago called Isle of Sipta. It's got a lot of differences, and it's a very different playthrough than the Exiled Lands one, but both of them have their strengths and they're fun. But anyway, guys, that, again, one of those games that I could just continue to play. Like I said, replayability. Same thing for all the ones that I've mentioned so far. It's hard to even rank these, and that's why I haven't ranked them. There's no particular order here. I would say next game would be Raft. This is a survival-style game, and it's all set on the water on a raft. You are on a 4x4 chunk of raft, and you have to pull resources in to make your raft bigger and create weapons and tools. You can also stop at islands to create or to gather more resources and create forges and things. The shark right there that you just saw is one of the only enemies you'll encounter while you're on the ocean. There is a story part, RPG kind of part to this game. You don't necessarily level up, but you do go through a story in the raft where you go to different points. Like this one right here is the first one you'll come to. It's called the Radio Tower. I'm not going to give you any more spoilers after that, but you do find a story. You'll find blueprints for better tech and better things to upgrade your raft with. Being able to find sprinkler systems and being able to find metal tools and all that kind of stuff. Also, they've added in the third final chapter that they added, I think it was earlier this year, or maybe it was last year. I think is when it was. But the third and final chapter is up, so the raft, the story is complete. So all of the things you can do throughout this game, it's pretty amazing. Again, the things you can make, you're only limited by your own creativity, your own mind. If you want to make it huge, make it huge. I've seen some of the builds in this game that look like cruise liners. It's ridiculous. Also, I don't know if you guys have watched him or not, but Let's Game It Out basically broke the physics of Raft with one single building piece. I would go check that guy out if you haven't already. It's hilarious. The way he presents the games are great. Basically, he just does them to try to break everything that he can, which is hilarious. But again, Raft, this is one of the most chill games that you can play too. If you don't want to do the story mode, you don't have to. You can just float along and gather trash and build your raft. You can play in creative where there's no enemies at all. You can play on normal. You can play on hard. Either way. And again, this is one you can do solo. It's one you can do with friends. It's great. It's just, and I love the cartoonish graphics here. But it's a very beautiful game. I mean, some of the worlds, or the areas you'll stop at, are just, they're so well made, and it's just it's a pretty phenomenal game. So many hours. That's all I can say. It is one of the games that I have put on my channel if you guys want to check that out. Again, if you haven't gotten this game, it's one of those ones that I would recommend that you purchase if you want to have a pretty fun, chill survival game. All right, next game is Valheim. This is the 5th game. This is a survival game, open world crafting, building, and it is set in the purgatory for warriors that have fallen, and your goal is to survive, build a base, craft all the tools and weapons you need, and survive and move along. And as you defeat the different bosses as you go along, each boss you defeat will then allow you to find out the next boss. And as you go through each boss and each biome, you get better and better tools, better weapons, better gear, better armor, and allows you to build more and more things. And each biome has its own strengths and weaknesses and own special things about that biome that you can only find in that biome. Again, great game, great building. Again, that's one of the things is a common theme here. The building mechanics of Valheim is probably one of the easier ones and more intuitive ones to do. It allows you to do so much. Check out some of the builds on. You can check out the build that I did in my Valheim series. Check out some other guys that have done building. Just look for Valheim builds. There's the first few guys that come up are amazing builders. Not even something I would be able to come up with. It's ridiculous what they can do. It's insane. But the game is beautiful. You'll find tons of different enemies and tons of different things in each biome, and be able to eat and craft different foods and armor, and basically make your base the way you want it, just the way you want it. The devs are really awesome. They're very, very active in doing updates. Again, most of these screenshots are from the most recent Mistlands update, and there is another update that should be coming fairly soon, and I don't know exactly when. I'd have to look that up. It's called the Ashlands, and it'll be a new update coming, and I will probably do a series on Valheim when I go back into that, when they do the new update. But anyway, guys, again, all these games are on Steam. They're all amazing games. You should check them all out. Again, Valheim's one of those ones you can do solo if you want, or play with your friends. Either way. But guys, just check out these games, and I'll put up part 2 of the next 5 of my favorite survival games. And hopefully, guys, if this is something you'd like, maybe I'll do more of this. Call this like a Sunday spotlight kind of thing, because I'll be releasing these on Sundays. But anyway, guys, go check out my Twitter at Splappa09 Gaming. I have a link tree in the bio of that for all my other social media links and all the things Splappa09 Gaming. Check all those things out. Leave a like on this video, subscribe, hit the notifications, comment, anything that will help the channel, and I appreciate all of you guys. As always, guys, much love, and I will see you in the next video.